Okay, on your 2017 RAV XLE, you do not need to jack up the vehicle to do the coolant change, okay? You just got to remove this splash guard that's underneath the front of the vehicle. And there's a bunch of little bolts, metal bolts, and some snapware. I don't know what you want to call it, but I call it snapware. These little plastic little deals, and you got to pry open this little part a little bit. And there's a special tool that has like a hook, and you just pop it and it comes out without breaking it. But there's a bunch, just a mixture of metal and those little plastic snapware deals. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Get that out of your way so when you drain the coolant, it won't make a mess everywhere underneath your car. Now, make sure to crack this, well actually just take it all the way off, your coolant cap, because that will hold the pressure in there. If you don't take this off, it's harder to drain, okay? So take that off. And I already got mine drained, but there it is. And it's a lot fuller because I'm going to show you in a second. But so here's your battery on the driver's side. Here's your radiator hose. Right below that radiator hose, let me zoom in here. You see that white plastic little, looks like a faucet handle for your outside faucet outside your house. Okay, that holds in the fluid, and there is a little tiny plastic piece underneath the bottom of that where you can connect a hose. Okay, I want to say 1/4 inch or 5/16 diameter hose. You could use rubber, whatever will work. And you're going to attach that with some pliers, get it on there pretty good, and so it seals. And then you're going to open up that petcock, that handle looking thing, that white little valve, and you're going to twist it until it releases and opens up, and then you're going to feed that hose. And you got to do that hose, you got to connect that from the top. You're not going to be able to get to it from the bottom. There's a metal bracket underneath there. You won't be able to get up in there. Kind of a pain, but you could do it. I did it anyway. And then you got your hose down here. The sun. Zoom out. Okay. Got your hose down here, and it's going to drain right into your pan. So, see, I didn't make a mess nowhere underneath there. That's good. That's a first. Okay, so once I did that, I just left it open, and I got me a gallon of distilled water from like Walmart or whatever. And you want to use distilled, okay? It doesn't have minerals and stuff. It's going to cause corrosion and rust. And I just slowly poured it in there and kind of like give it an extra flushing to make sure I got all the coolant and whatever debris might be left in there out. That's why my drain pan's pretty full, okay? And you can do a hot flush, but there's a procedure for that, and I just didn't want to do it. It takes too long. This coolant's not that dirty. It doesn't need a hot flush. So I'm just going to go with that. So now I'm going to cap that back off down there and remove that hose that I attached. And then I'm going to slowly fill this reservoir with Asian blend, which is for Toyota. It's like a pink color, Peak antifreeze. It's already pre-mixed, and I'm going to slowly add it in there, okay, so you don't get too much air in the system. You don't want a bunch of air, so you want to pour it in nice and slow with a funnel. All right, and then you're going to cap it back up, and you're going to let the car run and get it to operating temperature, and you want to rev it up to maybe 2,500 RPMs for about 30 seconds, and then shut it off. Make sure it cools completely. It might take half hour, and then make sure it's cool, and then crack this cap open. Well, if it goes down, which it probably will, it might have a little pocket of air, maybe. You know, even if you pour slow, you still get them. So you might want to check this first and make sure you're at the full mark, okay, on that reservoir. If you're not, you're gonna, do the process again. You're gonna add a little bit more. I'd say maybe just a hair over the full mark, higher, and then same thing. Put the cap back on, start the car, let it get to operating temperature, turn your heater all the way on high when you're doing this process, and let it blow. and then take it up to 2500 RPM, and for about 30 seconds, shut it off, let it cool completely, and then, you know, check it and see where it's at. So you want to make sure that it's going to be at that full mark always, okay? And you might have to check it again like the next day after you drive it around, you know, and you come back home, check it. If it's gone down, that means that there was a pocket that worked its way loose again. So you just have to add a little more in there and then put your cap back on. Anyways, pretty quick, pretty easy. That's simply how you do it. You don't need to jack it up. I've seen videos where they show you to do that, but really, you know, if you're not too big a person, you don't got huge body and arms, then you could just, it's a pretty good clearance on this RAV. You can just do it from, you know, laying underneath with a little 10mm ratchet for all these little metal fasteners, and then you got that little plastic fastener. You know what, let me show you. Yeah, so I got this tool on Amazon, I believe. There's a little kit for your, like, I think it's like for door trim, and anyway, it comes with this thing, and it's designed for that little snap where it looks like this and pops up, and it fits right in there, so that when you pry down, it carefully removes it without damaging this, okay? Because these little fasteners, they're pretty expensive if you go to like the auto stores and stuff. Anyway, it's simple. And then hopefully this video was helpful, and take care.